4 GPU mixed mining rig, RX580, RX570, and 2 RX470s. I call this my Frankenstein rig because I've mixed together different generations of GPUs. Here you can see everything that I'm using in this build. I have a used Gigabyte GIgabyte B85-D3V motherboard. Has two 16-time slots and two 1-time slots, so I can easily put 4 GPUs on here. I'm going to be using a G1840 used CPU. I have some MX4 thermal paste and heatsink, stock Intel heatsink. Here I have an SSD. This is actually an mSata SSD put into a shell. So I'm just using what I already have. And I've got 4 gigabytes of very cheap DDR3 RAM. I don't want to spend very much on this rig. This is mainly for the 500 series cards. I just want to get them on a cheap rig, get them running, and forget about them. Here is the RX580 8G, RX570 8G, and 2 RX470 4G XFX cards. One of the 470s is the standard version. It does not have LEDs. And the other one is the OC version. It does have LEDs. I'm going to be using a 750 G2 power supply and 3 risers. Now I actually switched the 6-pin riser to a Sata riser, so I'm going to be using 2 Sata risers and 1 Molex riser. I'll be using a stripped down Thermaltake Core case that I've had laying around for the last 2 years. Again, I'm just using what I have. I don't want to spend any more money on this rig, so that's how I'm going to do it. For this rig, I installed driver 17.4.3, and since all my cards are modded, I have to patch the drivers. And this is why I don't recommend getting 500 series cards, because if you do mod the cards, then you have to patch the drivers. And like I said, I always have problems later on at some random time. The drivers will just stop working. They'll require a patching again. And I don't like having to do that. I don't like having to go back to my rig, seeing my rig is down, restarting it, finding out the drivers aren't working properly anymore, and I have to repatch them. It's just really a pain. So I'm not getting any more of these GPUs, unless maybe if a driver comes along that bypasses the signature check on startup, possibly then I'll think about it, but otherwise I'm just not going to bother. So here we can see the miner has picked up all of the cards, 570, 580, and the two 470s. You can see the two 470s that they only have 4 gigabytes of RAM, where the 500 cards have 8 gigabytes of RAM, so it's easy to tell them apart. And other than the patching of the drivers once in a while, it does run stable. It runs fine. There's really no problems with mixing the cards. So I hope you liked the video. I hope it helped, and thanks for watching.